Hello. Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on this planet Earth of ours. My name is Sroda Aglago. Thank you for joining me. Boy, oh boy, what a Christmas, what a holiday, what did we all do? I know what I did. I stayed indoors and just ate with family. Excuse my voice. It's a little hoarse today because I think I stayed up a lot and just visited family. So usually we're all in the same house, but we don't really sit around and do things. So this holiday this Christmas, we decided to just stay up. And then, of course, the day after Christmas, we stayed up more and just talked and just spent time with each other. So, of course, it's showing up in my voice that I've been staying up. Anyways, I hope everybody had a great time and Santa was good for everyone. If not, well, there's always next year. We've been fortunate to enjoy this season and just be with each other. And thanks to Corona, we are all indoors. And of course, spending time with one another, I think, is one of the best things that came out of this whole thing. So today's episode, I am going to talk about something important. I think it's something that I think will give people a chance to recognize their own strength and understand that they can stop this cycle of constantly believing that they are not enough and they're nothing, because you are something special and you came here with special light within you. And what I'm talking about is enlightenment. And a lot of people I speak to keep thinking, oh, enlightenment, that's Buddhism. Enlightenment, that's this. Truthfully, upon learning more and more about it and reading more about it, I recognize this. And if you don't agree with me, you can write to me. We can talk about it and then figure it out as to how you came about your perception. But enlightenment is actually the kingdom of heaven on earth. Is understanding that peace, the peace of God within you. And that stillness, that quiet place where you can always feel safe and joy and peace and love. That is the enlightenment. And once you come to this place, I promise you nothing can rock you. Nothing can throw you off. People can come to you to think that they can harm you, but they cannot harm you. Because you recognize them for what they are. And you become much more understanding of the world. And recognizing that kingdom of heaven is here on earth. And that peace within you that you find where you plow through everything. Whether it's painful or not, you still have that joy. And being thankful. Being understanding about who and where your true source come from. That is what gives you that enlightenment. Recognizing that light within you is the most powerful thing you could ever come to. And I can assure you that alone can remove a lot of negativity, a lot of hurt and fears that you come to recognize here on earth. So enlightenment really is the realization of the light which is within you, or recognizing or realizing that the light is within you, where the peace of the source is glowing in you. You came here on earth with it on the inside of you. You never left it or lost it. For that reason, when humanity say, or anyone says, and I quote, "I am searching for source or the universe," really what you're doing is this. You are actually covering your eyes with both hands, like literally covering your eyes with both hands and saying, I can't see anything, and I'm searching. And in doing so, you are forgetting that it is within you. It's within you. And if something is within you, how could you go out there and be looking for it? And it's so strange, because when you think about it, let me give you an example. You get angry with someone, or someone does something to you, and then you get so angry. The truth of the matter is, you made a choice within the inside of you to allow what that person was doing to set you off and make you angry. But then, in order to solve the emotion of the rise of the anger, you go out there searching for what will calm you down. Meanwhile, all you need to do is stop and go on the inside of yourself and ask questions like, why am I so angry with what this person is doing? This external force. Why am I allowing this to make me angry? And if so, what is it about what this person is doing that's making me angry? There you will find your answers, and then recognize it really had nothing to do with that person. It was about something from the inside of you that saw something familiar about that and recognized it and latched onto it. Well, here's the other way. How this affects us. The light is within you. So what light are you looking for on the outside to give you the peace that is on the inside of you? Once you recognize that you are of that light. The peace you seek is inside of you. Instead of looking outside or outward to find it, you might want to try this. Rather, go inward and look within, and you will find your light. Going within takes a certain level of vulnerability for you to be vulnerable to yourself. Nobody else but to yourself. Be honest with you. And begin to embrace the light that is already in you. You came here with it. And in the words of Jeremiah, and I believe it's in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1. I'll give you the right verse. I remember when I came across this Bible verse, I was baffled a bit because I was thinking, wait, I thought I know that Bible verse already. So why is it coming into my thoughts again? Why am I going around looking for this verse? And it says this. I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before you came forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee and ordained thee as a prophet unto the nations. And that's coming from Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. I came across this Bible verse and I was like, I wonder. I've heard this before. I've read it before. But it surprised me when I could almost, the word knew was a past tense. And it says, knew thee. I knew you. That's a past tense. That's a very intimate word. So this comes in line with the thought that you are of the light. You're part of the light. And it's in you. Because you already existed with source. That's where you came from. That is where you came from. The light of God is the only thing that you brought here with you to the planet Earth from Him who is your source. That's something, isn't it? Too often I think people overlook this powerful existence, this powerful truth. You come from this source. You come from this true source of all, of everything. My question is, why do you walk around as though you don't have any origin? You're that important. And the gifts of the source is within you too. Because as you came here of that light, you came and arrived with those gifts too. This is where your true perception of reality really starts. This light always gives what is forever and eternal. It takes away all ideas of ephemeral and valueless. Let me repeat that again. It takes away all ideas of ephemeral and valueless from us. And then it brings resumption to every tired or weary heart. Then illuminates all vision. And the strangest thing is, all you have to do is just go into inward. Look inside of yourself. You can have this. It's in your grasp. Allow yourself to get whole, because you are. This is something nobody can take away from you. You cannot give it. If you do, all you're doing is just blessing and recognizing that peace within each other. But you cannot take it from someone because they came here with it. The gifts of the light is given to all of humanity. Nobody's is taken away from that. Everybody gets it. Everybody gets it. Don't care who you are, where you're from. Everybody gets it. And it's powerful because this gives you an idea of your existence being well planned. And the strange thing is, the peace of God can never, ever, ever, ever be hoarded. You can't say you're deciding to hoard it or hide it. It doesn't happen. I don't care what you believe or what you believe you've heard or how someone could convince you. It cannot be put in a container. Doesn't happen. My brothers and sisters, I want to share this because I see this helping someone out there. I don't know who it is. I don't know what you're going through, but I think it'll help you. I know when I recognized this, it was so freeing. Oh my goodness, it was so freeing. I felt like a huge load was lifting off my shoulders and I could breathe. And believe me, once you recognize this within yourself, you'll be able to go around and everyone you come in contact with, the strange thing is you feel happier and excited because you recognize it within you, so therefore you recognize it in your brother and sister. You begin to see that, wow, I can give peace because it is within me. And you will notice people you come around, they would recognize that. They will say, wow, it's so peaceful being around you. It's a powerful thing. Mind you, I was one of those strange people when I used to hear people say that. I didn't get it. I was a little strange. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And then I read more about this and I was like, oh, okay. Once I recognized it, it began to illuminate. That's the powerful thing. It began to illuminate through you. Where when you get around other people, they recognize it, but you don't even know that it's happening. It's that powerful. Like I keep saying, we are brothers and sisters. Doesn't matter what tribe, doesn't matter what color, it doesn't matter what language you speak, it doesn't matter what continent you are on. We are one. Because we came from one source. And the light that's within me is in you. And it's in all of us. And as you give or recognize this light, because you illuminate it around you, you begin to have an understanding of how we are related, how we are one, how our world. It's a deliberate act of being present here and doing what we came here to do. And as such, we begin to do things like forgive, because forgiveness literally is recognizing that the truth of who you are. When you recognize this, you begin to forgive. You do, amazing things. So the other thing I want to share with you is this. The peace of God is illuminating within you. Write that on paper and look at it. Remind yourself daily if you need to, so that you can literally reprogram your mind to grasp this truth. And not lose it or forget it. Because when you forget it, that's when you start to doubt yourself. When you start to doubt yourself, you begin to believe in something that is untrue. The light is within you. You cannot find it outside of you. You cannot, let me put it this way. When you try to find it outside of you, you're going to be greatly disappointed, because there's not a place that is contained at. Because you are the vessel that carries it. So where are you looking? It's like you're taking the very vessel that carries it to seek it. It's almost like a way of denial of yourself, of the truth, of that source that is within you, because you come from it. So the idea of just being is where you start. Go inward. Be silent for a while. And ask or seek within you that peace is within me. And you can say things like, I seek to recognize this in me. If you're struggling to recognize that in you, then you say that. Repeat it to yourself for a while. You'll be surprised how much more relaxed and at peace you become, because that is already in you. So it's almost like your way of reminding yourself to remember where home was for you. Because we came from Source. That's our true home. I was in a situation once with someone, and we had a conversation, and this person was so adamant that they were going to find the truth of who they really are. And I was like, how are you going to do that? They said, they're going to travel. And I was like, travel where? They said, I don't know, I'm just going to travel. I'm like, and then find what? She said she's going to find it. I didn't want to argue with this person, so I said, okay, good luck. And then she turned around and she said, why am I saying that? And I said, I have nothing to say. Because everything I could say, I've already said. If you don't want to hear it, so be it. She took a couple of trips and then turned around and came back, and then she said, I recognize something. I went out there to find myself, but rather, the stuff that I thought I was running away from to go and find myself, it never stopped. I was like, well, that's okay. You learned your lesson, huh? And she's like, yeah, I think I did. And I said, what was the lesson? She said, well, everything I need is right here with me. I didn't need to go out there to go and find it. And I was like, well, I think you've done an amazing job to rediscover your truth. And she said, well, why didn't I? I said, I did tell you. And she got upset with me. And I thought, wow. It is what it is. Now, I'm not saying if somebody's not recognizing this, they need to be penalized, because that won't help. Rather, it shames people. There's no need shaming a person who does not understand this processing or this thought process or understanding. It is okay, because it's a journey. And once people come to this place where they look in the mirror or wherever, whatever they do to recognize this truth, it is their business. It's not ours to judge anyone, you know. So it is important to recognize you sitting quietly, close your eyes, and then allow the light within you to begin to illuminate. As you close your eyes, you'll be able to see this light. I have some people who have a hard time sitting still like that. But I'll tell you this. I was surprised. I was dealing with a child years back. And this child told me, he said, Miss Rhoda, I can never stay still. I can never be quiet. I can never, close my eyes and stay still. And I was like, yeah. And he said, well, I can't do that. I can't control my mind. I said, you're not controlling your mind. You're just listening to your breathing. And this young man says, it's impossible. And I said, well, how about we try just a little bit? And he sat down and then he said, I don't even understand. This is ridiculous. And I said, I understand. But I tell you what, give me 5 minutes and let's see what we can do. They said, 5 minutes, is that all? And I was like, yeah, 5 minutes. That's all. So he sat back in a chair, relaxed, and then he stayed quiet. Fidgets for the first 2, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. And then it's almost like something happened within him. He got quiet. He stayed still. And by the time we knew it, he stayed quiet that way for 12 minutes. And then after the 12 minutes, he opened his eyes. He said, did I make it? Did I make it? And I was like, do you want to know the truth? He's like, I didn't make it, did I? I didn't make it to 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, you did more than that. He's like, what? It still makes me laugh today. He was so cute, this little kid. And he's like, I can't believe I did it. And I showed him how much time he sat. He's like, oh my gosh, I liked it. And I said, did you like it? Were you scared? And he's like, no, it was actually fun to be quiet like that. Then he said, I feel like my arms are kind of like just jiggly more and my feet feels just like I could go to sleep. And I was like, well, that's good. Then I asked him, does he think he can practice this every other day or every night before he sleeps? Then he's like, well, he doesn't know. He likes to watch TV before he sleeps. And I was like, well, we could try. And then he went home, told his parents, and they tried it for a couple of days, and then their parent called and said, hey, how did you get this kid to calm down and stay still? And I said, well, we just talk about how important it is and why he needed to do it. And it surprised me. He liked it so much. He literally would inform the parents every night to remind them that he needed to do it. The strangest thing is, the stuff that bothered this kid started dissipating in a way where he was beginning to feel more joy. The peace was beginning to illuminate through him and in him. And when his parents would ask, why are you so happy? He said, I don't know. I'm just happy. I'm just excited. I'm looking forward to going to school. That's how powerful this peace within you that the source put in here. It becomes something that brings you to a place of constant joy. and trust in knowing that things are okay. So give it a shot. Sit quietly. Close your eyes. And say that the peace of God is illuminating in me. The peace of God is illuminating in me. And the more you say it, the more you recognize it in you. And believe me, that starts improving your thought process, where you go from negativity to positive thoughts. Thoughts that uplift you, thoughts that encourage you, thoughts that energize you, thoughts that allows you to become more calmer and still. I remember when I realized this, or came across this information, I beat myself a little bit, and I was like, oh, I wish I knew this when I was in my college days. Oh, Lord. Because in my college days, I was so tense about everything, every assignment, everything, especially during my undergrad. So, honestly, for the young ones, people in their 20s, teens, I hope this gets to them, so they can stop sweating so much and dreading just being alive, but rather begin to look inward and understand that you have that peace within you and have that rest and go about living the way you need to live. I hope today was helpful to somebody out there who needs this encouragement, this truth, this understanding, and prompts you to go and seek more information on this, to teach you how to recognize that light within you, that you came here with the source. From the source, light that is in you already. Okay? One thing I would also say is that don't forget your gratitude. Be grateful every day. Sometimes it could be as simple as, I am breathing. Thank you. I am walking. Thank you. I can see. Thank you. Because the more you focus on being thankful, being grateful, you really have no time to focus on the negative stuff or the stuff you don't have or what is not working. Rather, you focus on what is working and what you have. Because almost all the time we want what we don't have. And human beings are very strange that way. We do that. But that creates a trap for us. So focus on what you do have. And if you want something, write it down and give yourself some timeline to work towards it. Because there's no such thing as lack. So write it down and work towards it, because you're still going to have it. So it's there. And then create it. There's something too I wanted to talk about. This holiday, I talked to some people and I realized it took a toll on them. Because of Corona, people are very isolated. And it makes communication with family and friends a little hard because sometimes they want to see them. They want to touch, their family members and feel like they're not alone, of course. But being alone can be very hurtful for some people because they never anticipated being physically alone. And I have talked about loneliness some time ago, but the loneliness I'm talking about is that emotional loneliness that is so painful. Here's what I think. I think if you're struggling with anything like this, reach out to people who love you and seek help if you need to. Seek support, because this pandemic has been difficult on all fronts, and I can assure you it's not easy for anyone, and especially people who are living alone. I heard how Canada is allowing people who are living alone can go and visit one home. They have an exception to visit them because right now Canada is on a lockdown. And so my sister was telling me this, and I was like, wow, because they worry about the emotional loneliness. So it's serious. I don't know about other places, but I only know about Canada because I talked to my sister. And do the best you can to entertain yourself. Figure something fun to do that brings you joy. Something that brings you laughter. Oh my gosh, I cannot say enough. Laughter. Laughter is it. There are lots of funny programs out there. Find something that works with you and have a blast laughing. If you can do this daily, I promise you, you are going to feel amazing. Read up on laughter and you find more information about how well laughter helps your immune system. Laughter helps your mood. Laughter just overall helps you. So engage in it. Find it. Things that will give you that. I hope we come back next week. Next week will become New Year. Oh my goodness, I can't believe the year is almost over. A few days now. Yes, I'll meet you in the new year. Happy New Year in advance. May the new year bring a lot of anticipated joy, gratitude, peace, love, tolerance. We need tolerance right now. A lot of tolerance across the world. To just be tolerant to one another. Be cordial and create moments where we can just fellowship with one another and just be. Because we are all fighting together, working together to survive this pandemic. No matter what, let's cheer each other on. And let's clap when we need to clap for one another. Let's laugh when we need to laugh with each other. Let's be merry when we need to be merry with each other. Because that's what keeps us going. We may not be able to do it physically together because we used to do things in groups, large groups. That has stopped now. But let's do it even though distance is between us. We are still connected. We are still one. We are still brothers and sisters. So let's cheer each other on and show up for each other when we need it. By phone call, letters, email, text, whatever it needs to be done, or whichever mode of communication you prefer. Let's do that. Happy New Year. I wish you all good health and joy and peace of all the time, peace. The peace of the source in you. Let that always illuminate. Those of you who want to write to me, my email address is love, L-U-V, the number 4, and the word give, G-I-V-E, live, L-I-V-E, @gmail.com. So love, forgive, live, @gmail.com. My name is Sroda Aglago. Thank you for joining me on Love, Forgive, Live podcast. Those who usually listen to me on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Spotify. In 2 weeks, I will be doing another live stream on Facebook. I do have Love, Forgive, Live on Facebook. Like us and follow us, and we will let you know when we will do another live stream on Facebook. Actually, no, I'll tell you now. On Tuesday, I'll be doing the live stream on Facebook. Okay? So that will be Tuesday, the 5th. The 5th of January. Because, yeah, the 5th of January. Is it the 5th? Yeah, the 5th of January. I'll be doing a live stream on Facebook called Love, Forgive, Live. You go to the website, you'll be able to see it. Okay? I look forward to hearing from anyone who wants to talk to me and share what they think. And if there's a topic they need me to cover, let me know. See if I can do it. And if I've discussed something that kind of triggered you in a way and you want to talk about it and ask questions, please do write to me. Email me, okay? I hope everybody enjoyed their day. Have an amazing week. And I will see or talk to you next year. All right? I forgot to say this. We are also on Amazon, on Spreaker.com, and Spotify.